And it's Saturday morning. Sun's out. It's good news. A couple chemtrails up there. Be all right. There's all my rear axle parts. You guys will got a video uploading right now. It'll explain all that mess, we'll say. But anyway, so I got to clean up the floor a little bit here, and then get some clear coat on my valley pan and my intake hold downs. And then after that, if I have time, I'm going to spray some epoxy primer on that and that, so those could sit for a couple days, because I'll paint them on Monday. And then yeah, so that's what we got going on. Got a couple parts coming, got a tool supposed to be coming, but since I was able to put my rear end back together, I was able to get the truck out of the garage, so I've still got plenty to do. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this garage up a little bit and throw some clear coat on those parts, and then see what else we can get into before the soccer games start today. My youngest has a playoff game for her indoor today, and then one of my older daughters has a game right after that. So we'll be doing soccer most of the afternoon, starting about noon, I think, or 1 o'clock, somewhere around in there. That'll take up the rest of the day, but it'll be cool. Be fun. It'll be a nice day for it. It's not too hot today, so we gotta appreciate that before it turns to be 112 degrees at every game we go to. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some clear coat on these, get this cleaned up. I'll bring you guys back when I got something.
Waffles are ready.
Well, I was gonna paint the parts, but my daughter made me breakfast. Waffles with strawberry and whipped cream, homemade whipped cream. Waffles are from scratch. We don't mess with boxes here. Anyway, so I'm gonna chow down on some of that, then I'll paint that. That looks delicious. And there we go. So that's the valley pan. You won't see much of it except for the oil fill tube, but you will see these. They'll be on up against that black manifold. I'm gonna paint the filler breather cover. This is gonna be painted black. So we'll do that. We'll do that next also. Got to give it a good cleaning and a roughing up. But so we're gonna get this. Let this sit for a little bit longer to get it out of the garage, so we can paint those. Got my intake manifold cleaned up. It's sitting outside. Not gonna mess with it yet today, but steering column, they're all wiped down. See, they're still kind of wiggling on me here. Anyway, hanging here, so they're ready to. Gonna put some epoxy on those. Then tomorrow morning, probably, unless I feel like doing it tonight, we'll put some base coat on it and then clear coat them, and they'll be ready to install. So let's get to that. Oh, it's probably from Christmas. Holding the blow-ups. Nice and clean. Did a little research because I got rid of my road draft tube on this, or I didn't. It was done years and years ago, maybe even before I was born. But this is the valley pan cover I got to run because it's got the breather on top here. So that's good. Did a little more research because those are a pain in the butt to get inside of the. I'll show you guys. Right here, there's just not a lot of room, so you trim the baffle, I guess it is, that's underneath. It's actually sticking in this box that's holding it. You take about 3/8 of an inch.
It's on a spiky ball.
Be careful. Trim about 3/8 of an inch out of this, and it gives you the wiggle room and doesn't affect the performance at all. So we're going to do that tomorrow, because what I'm going to do today is I got the intake manifold in etch primer, so it's about ready to prime. Thermostat housing, it's going to look good, but it's not going to look as good as it possibly can, because that's just a temporary intake. The next one I plan on going with soon as I have the money for a carb, is this guy. It's my 4-barrel intake, then the plan is gonna tear the heads off of this motor. It's got good heads on it as far as I could tell. You know, obviously I haven't magnafluxed them or anything like that. Work those heads to go with this killer intake manifold right here, to go with this guy, and then we'll put a new bump stick in it, and those heads with that intake. You know, we're looking at next spring, quite honestly, with that. But that's the plan, because the bottom end should be in good shape for this motor. So really don't have to do much with that if it holds true. You know, this is all going to be what, you know, my main goal is to get this thing on the road. I want to drive it. So we're going to use that little 2-barrel for now. And then hopefully within, I don't know, a couple months, maybe we'll be able to get that 4-barrel on there. And then over the course of the winter, I'll get it set up, get all the parts together for that, that dual quad intake. Got to pick up a couple carburetors. Gonna go ahead and do some work on the heads, and we'll have to put a new cam in it and everything, and I can do that while it's in there. If not, I mean, honestly, even with it hooked up, I can get it out of there in half hour, an hour maybe. You know, disconnect everything and pull the motor out. It's pretty easy to pull out of there. We'll see, you know, but there's enough room where I could do all the work with it in the truck. Just pull the hood off, pull the radiator out, and you can see that there's enough room to wiggle the cam in there. Even if I got to pull the grill off, that's okay, but there's lots of room there. You pull this intake out. This comes off, so the start where the cam would go in would be right here. So you look at all that space up to here, and with the radiator out, I can wiggle it through there. So anyway, so what we're gonna do now is, this is already in epoxy. We're gonna go ahead and put some epoxy on, or no, we're not. We're gonna paint that intake. We're gonna paint that thermostat housing. It's already primed. We're gonna paint these. This is my steering column. This is my breather cap and my shifter. We're gonna put some black on all of those, and then we're gonna wait a little bit of time. We're gonna put some clear coat on them. Then we're gonna let them sit and overnight, and then tomorrow should be able to assemble all those on the motor, and then we'll do that in the morning tomorrow. I plan on getting up early because I do have to go to work tomorrow night. So if I get up early, I usually take a nap before I go to work. So that's the plan. We got little Marvin the Martian coffee cup here, but oh yeah, coffee's awesome. So yeah, that's the plan. So I get to work, bring you guys back when I got some color on something. All right, we got a bunch of stuff cleared here. Steering column, shifter, intake, fuel cap, breather, thermostat housing. I was hoping to get all this stuff done. Looks like I'm going to be able to be successful in that. The only thing I didn't think far enough forward is I'm going to have to move all this in order to put my truck away. So going to have to do some fancy thinking about that, but I'll get it figured out. So I got a chain right here from a light I used to have hung, so I could hang my steering column there. I got a place to hang my shifter over here, and then the intake and all that stuff, I set it on top of things, so if I got to move it, I could move it. So yeah, that stuff I can move up on the workbench or whatever, clear off a spot. So anyway, it's about time for the next coat of clear, and then clean out my gun, clean everything up, clean my own self up, and then off to a baby shower. So this will probably be it for today. I'll be out in the garage tomorrow, hopefully kind of early, that's the plan, so I can install all these parts. Excited about getting a steering wheel back in this thing, so to make it a little easier. But yeah, that's about it. So everybody, hope you had a good weekend. Hope you have a good Monday. We'll talk to you guys a little later on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sticking with me, even though I'm not, haven't been as active lately. Gonna be able to be more active now. So see you guys soon. Be good.